What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp here. It's Thursday afternoon. You know what that means. He's back from overseas, which he spends like every other weekend overseas, it seems like. What's up, man? What's up, Matt? Matthew Riddle, former UFC star, current Evolve star. What's up, Matt?
Nothing much, bro. Just chilling. Had a wonderful weekend in Ireland, visited Dublin and Belfast.
Oh, nice.
Took in the culture, drank some Guinness.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was good. OTT, it was a great experience. Had some good matches with Marty Scurll and Mark Haskins. And it was fire. Stole the show, burned it down.
Marty Scurll, current Ring of Honor star.
Television champion.
Television champion at that. What was that experience like for you?
Well, it was actually my second time wrestling him. So it was a good experience. I wrestled him for Evolve and stuff. That was a good match. I won that one. This time overseas, I think the jet lag affected me, and Marty Scurll was able to pull off the chicken wing. And,
I like that. I like that excuse.
No excuse,
Solid.
sir. No excuse. No excuse. It's probably the same reason why I beat him the first time.
Stallions don't make excuses, Matt.
That's right. No excuses. He beat me fair and square. I tapped out. One hell of a performance on his part.
How have they never used that on WWE or TNA TV? Like, the jet lag got to me.
I don't know. I don't think they're thinking too hard. I think
You're ahead of your time, Matt.
They're thinking too hard with the storyline. A simple diet, nutrition. I didn't get good sleep. This and the other thing work and are really good excuses. But you have to get hit by a car once you get to TNA or to the E. So.
Oh man, we've got plenty to talk about. We've got some news to talk about, and we're doing our. We're probably going to do this once a month, guys. I'll do it on the Shane Helm show on Friday too. We're going to do a mailbag where you all can send in anything, and we got some ridiculous fucking questions today.
Really?
We got some weird ones, but
I
hey,
figured nobody would ask anything.
Oh no, we got a lot.
Sit here
and
look at each other.
We got plenty, but the first thing I want to get into, Rory McDonald. Another former fellow, well, I guess he's still currently a welterweight, had his first Bellator fight announced, Matt, and I want your thoughts on it.
I saw it. I'm excited.
Facing Paul Daly.
I'm excited. Some text Daly, I think Paul Daly is an extremely dangerous striker, a good fighter. I think Rory McDonald's a way better mixed martial artist, and he's in his prime. I think that's what's really going to hurt Paul Daly, I personally think Rory's going to crush him. But that's also if Rory fights smart. Rory stands in the pocket with. I'm not saying Rory can't, but dude, the nickname's not, it's no joke. Like, he hits you and you usually go to sleep. Like, I've seen him knock almost everybody out,
Now, there are a lot of people wondering if maybe that Robbie Lawler fight maybe changed Rory's life. You know what I mean? Like, for example, Glover Teixeira fights this weekend. He's fighting the number 15 guy, Jared Cannonier. I'm not that quick to write off Jared Cannonier because Glover Teixeira's last fight, Rumble Johnson knocking you out can change your life. That can change you.
I agree. A knockout can definitely change a career, a path, a life. But in the case of, I don't think it's going to be that case for Rory McDonald in the sense I remember his opening fight in the UFC. He, Carlos Condit and him went the distance, and then Carlos Condit took his soul in the last round, and they had to stop it from TKO strikes with elbows and just brutality, ground and pound, right? So if you can come back from that and have a successful UFC career, fight for the title, I'm pretty sure in Bellator, him fighting Paul Daly, he's ready to handle it. He knows what he's doing. He trains with the best in the world,
Another situation that has come up over the last few days. Alberto Del Rio, he is the president of Combate Americas, which airs on UFC Fight Pass. Apparently, they're doing very well in Mexico. His girlfriend is Paige.
Very good, yes.
Yes. He mentioned that he wouldn't mind her fighting for him down the line. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, you've seen some of the first fights for people in pro MMA sometimes. So I think if it's done right, I don't think they should CM Punk her and give her like a top quality fighter. Then
Well,
again,
it is Combate Americas. This ain't the UFC.
yeah, so I think they can be a little bit more flexible. It's a big money fight, it's a huge money fight. They'd be stupid not to do it, but I think they need to give her somebody well within her experience level. She's a pro wrestler, not a professional mixed martial artist. Even if she can fight and scrap, like trust me, I've been doing pro wrestling for a minute now, and a lot
2
of these
years this week.
Dude, and a lot of these guys like can actually like do jujitsu and wrestle. A lot of them do nagas and compete on the weekends and are doing this stuff to keep up with the times and try to make their stuff, better.
Absolutely, but yeah. By the way, 2 years this week. I heard you had your first match a couple years ago. How do you feel 2 years in? Do you feel like a grizzled vet yet?
I don't think I'm a grizzled vet. I think I still have tons to learn. I think I will say this. I think like my confidence in the ring and my ability in the ring is up there for sure from where it was 2 years ago. That is, drastically increased. But, my goal is 2 years from now, where am I, Always think ahead, I'm happy where I'm at right now, but always thinking ahead.
For those of you who are in the live chat right now, you can submit questions. We're not going to like turn away our registered members from asking questions during the show.
Can't do it. Won't do it.
We have plenty to talk about. Guys, if you haven't visited Fightful.com, do that. The best in pro wrestling, MMA, and boxing news. We have different sites in FightfulWrestling.com and FightfulMMA.com where you can isolate one or the other. Also, you see that sweet shirt that Matt has on? Look at that.
Bro,
kingofbros.com. I went there and looked. Fantastic stuff there, Matthew.
Yeah, I got the schedule up. I still haven't filled out the about me section. But I'm getting on it. I gotta write it out. If I could maybe I should just do an audio where I can be like, hey guys.
We can probably record something for you.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that and then just like click here to know about the bro, Yeah. And I'll just, give them a little summary about myself. Because I feel like you can read it, but you got to hear it,
Right now they have like an excerpt from your Wikipedia up there.
Oh, what's that?
It just says Matthew Frederick Riddle, born January 14th, 1986.
Oh, the wiki. Okay, yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Got it.
One day I need to do that. I do a segment on occasion called Wikipedia Fact or Fiction where I go through and we determine which are real facts and which are fake. Thus far, I think all 12 people that I've done that with, none of them have had a perfect Wikipedia yet. So we're getting into some questions. UFC 208 is this weekend, by the way, guys. I will be here after the show with Showdown Joe. I know it crept up. It's a sneaky good card, too. There's some okay fights on it. But we're going to get into these questions. The first one has nothing to do with anything. iOS or Android, Matt?
iOS or Android? Is that what am I rocking or what do I prefer?
Either or. Why not?
I got the iPhone.
That sucks.
Does it?
Yeah. To me, I got the Android, Natural rivals, Matt. What can I say? Did I just lose you? Did I just lose your audio? Really? In the middle of a live show, Matt?
Did you?
Okay, there you go. You're back.
Yeah.
You
can hear me.
Okay, here's a fun question. I'll answer this question, mind you. It says, ask Matt if he would wrestle you and if he would put you over. If I ever wrestled Matt, the only reason I should get any offense is if some devious shit happened. Like if I kick him in the balls or Vince Russo pops up and like sprays him in the face with hairspray or something. That's literally the only reason I should even get offense on Matt. So there's your answer to that.
Realistically.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ.
But you never know. If you sucker punch me, you could probably get like a minute of heat.
Yeah. And then you cut me off. Yeah. And there you go.
Then there's the match.
Yeah. It's pretty simple. It's not hard to work a match with Matt Riddle, guys. I'm pretty sure if
I barely run ropes.
Hey. What's the worst injury you've experienced in the ring?
Professional wrestling or MMA?
Professional wrestling.
Honestly, luckily for me, I don't think I've suffered like any injuries other than like maybe like a bruised wrist or something, or like a bruised chest. One time when I first started, I did like one of those like stone cold stomps, like, and
Yeah.
like I tweaked my knee, but it was no big deal. But like
Treat your knee on a stone cold stomp?
yeah, like I like kicked before I stomped at the,
Oh, yeah.
you know how you gotta like boom, 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 and like
Yeah.
I don't know how I did it, and I like no sold it because I didn't like want anybody to know. Like I just started, I like tweaked my knee on a shitty stomp, and I'm like, this sucks. But yeah, man, that's why I don't do those like stone cold stomps as much.
We were asked if you liked San Antonio.
I did. I liked San Antonio, hung out with the peeps. It's a good time. Went to that Dave and Buster's, ran into James Ellsworth, like I said. Like that, I couldn't believe that shit happened.
Well, hey, we got to address the big news of the week regarding James Ellsworth.
Oh, what happened?
On Talking Smack, Daniel Bryan was on Talking Smack, and this guy gives no shits about his job, man. He doesn't care. He said, well, you know why Carmella's with James Ellsworth, right? Because backstage we call him James Hogsworth, implying that he has a huge wiener.
Yeah, I heard.
Can you confirm or deny, based on your Dave and Buster's experience, that James Ellsworth has a huge wiener?
I was in the photo booth with James Ellsworth.
Uh-oh.
There was a lot of us in there. And but no.
Did you have to force one out? Did you have to say, listen, we can't fit you and the hog. We got to get you out of the photo booth?
No, I'll be honest, I did not notice the hog, but you never know. You never know. And you also got to realize with a guy that size, I've said this before, when you're a different body type, different size, if you're like 110 pounds, your dong is going to look way bigger on your body. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're like 300 pounds, your dong's probably going to look small, even if you had like a huge dong, if you're like 300 pounds. It's just one of those things, even if you have a good hog. So, a lot of times I feel like that plays a part, So,
speaking of, on the Matt Riddle Wiener cast this week, we have a question from Danny Cage. Of course he would ask this. Does Matt use a fluffer for his underwear selfies, or does he do it himself?
And he wrote this question.
Yes, your pro wrestling trainer wrote this question.
He could just ask me himself, or text message me, or contact me, and he literally writes in on a question on the Fightful podcast.
Yeah, of course. We're huge, Matt.
Oh shit!
No pun intended.
I actually do it myself. It's usually after, it's usually when I'm warm, I like to take one when I'm warm. Not necessarily fluffed up, but like if I'm like, outside running in the cold weather, I'm not going to come in, strip down to my underwear and take a picture, But at the same time, if I just like woke up, and it's usually after a nap, But no, there's no fluffing required.
You heard it here first.
There's a lot of wiener talk.
A lot of wiener talk.
A lot of wiener talk this week.
Well,
is it all going to be about the wiener?
There are 29 holes, and there were not 29 souls that filled them up, so we got to fill those holes with wiener talk. So
yeah, that's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing here. That's why we do a podcast. Okay, what did you think? What did you think of the Cody Rhodes chair shot? Did you see that?
No, what happened?
Oh gosh, it was kind of brutal looking. It was an ROH show, and a guy is sitting like I am in a chair. Cody Rhodes takes a chair and blasts him in the face with it.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I'll send you a video after the show. We'll answer that one next week.
Wow.
Jacob Reed asks if Shibata's footprint is still on your chest.
No. Oh. Shibata Shibata, honestly, he's a swell guy. Swell guy. Yeah. No footprint left. I felt like I left a lot more on him than he did on me, but I just bring that stank. That's what I do.
Our members are in a mood today.
Are they mad?
I don't know. I mean, they're asking about wieners and Shibata's footprint.
Maybe we should just stop asking questions.
No way. This is great.
Okay.
Does Matt's team with Jeff Cobb have a name?
We do.
What is it?
We are
Olympians?
We are chosen bros.
Nice.
Because he's the chosen one, but I think I'm chosen and I'm a bro, so we're chosen bros. We're bros. There's going to be an exclusive Jeff Cobb and Matt Riddle t-shirt this weekend at PWG. Or not this weekend, but next weekend.
I got to go to a PWG event.
Graham actually helps me out with the design.
Did he?
He did.
I'm not surprised. That guy is fantastic.
I hit him up on the Twitter because I don't want to give out too much details on the tee, but it was definitely movie title related. So it was like, hey, me, Jeff Cobb, this setting, boom.
For those of you wondering who Graham is, go follow him, Graham_Williams on Twitter. He does all those awesome movie posters for our show, which are just incredible. Like, there are little details in these, Matt, that I won't notice until like a week later. Like, I'll see that he'll put Big Ross Man on there over the Big Boss Man. And the Army of Bronus, I realized that my head was on a bunch of the little soldiers in the back. Oh,
yeah. And he changes, like, the text everywhere. Like, not just the title, but, like, when there's quotes on the thing, it's, like, our quotes or, like, a quote he does, like, with Bro America or something. It's great.
The best that I didn't realize until after was the I Am Legend one or the I Am Bro one, because that was the week after you told the story about your husky. And he put a husky on the cover. I was like, damn, I didn't.
It was good.
Cerebral.
And then it just hurt. And then it hurt because then I can't get my dog back.
What's up with that? What's up with your dog?
Not getting the dog. They're not giving. There's like
no.
They're just keeping it. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure it's still up for adoption. Pretty sure the guy's just keeping the dog, saying it's up for adoption, but won't adopt it out.
Can't you have somebody else like try to adopt it and then just be like, here, give me my fucking dog?
I'm half tempted to do it, but
you should. Hopefully they don't watch this podcast.
Yeah, I doubt it. I don't think he was a big MMA pro wrestling guy. But then again, I think I saw a picture of the dog with like his daughter. The daughter had a tap out hoodie. So probably into both brands at this point.
PlayStation or Xbox, Matt?
I got both and a Steam machine. But I personally prefer the PS4.
I do too.
I think it's a little sharper, And but I did get a 4K TV and I got a new Xbox One, and it's in 4K. So the games look pretty good on Xbox One too. But I like the PS4 controller better.
I do too. I was about to say that it's a lot smoother in my opinion. I have a couple of 4K TVs and nothing that I have runs on 4K.
Really?
Like I don't have like my PS4. I don't know if it does, but DirecTV doesn't.
Yeah, your PS4 does. You got to do the update. If you did the latest update, it should be running at 4K.
Okay, then maybe I do. Least favorite match you've ever had?
Oh, and I'm not going to bury this guy, but well, actually, I would say two. And one was an AIW, not to bring up sore subjects.
Oh no!
But was that tag match just because, not because they couldn't wrestle, but because they just were impossible to work with.
For you or in general?
At least for me and my partner, So, but I would say my worst match to date. And the one I think is the worst, even though I'm not saying he's horrible or bad, because he's not. But I just felt like our styles just didn't mesh well. And it was me and this guy named Facade.
Facade?
Facade. He's like he does like a lot of flips and springboards and stuff like. A lot of the time he's in like 5-way matches or 6-way matches where it's just like crazy free for all, crazy spots, you know. And and we had a match and he got there a little late. It was on Christmas Day, and we literally had like 10 minutes, 12 minutes to call the match. And it was not what I would have liked it to be. It could have been way better, but that was my least favorite match I've had.
So like when you're in the middle of the match, do you just know you're like, this is rough? Or do you like assess that afterwards?
Well, no, because at that point I didn't really know what to do. Now I feel like I know what to do to get the crowd involved or do something. You know, I really haven't been in the situation where the crowd really isn't having it. You know, like usually like I'll connect with at least I'll connect with some people. You know, but like that day, the crowd wasn't connected. It was just the match. Like I just didn't like the match, you know.
If you met Vince McMahon, what would be the first thing you said to him?
It depends on what he said to me.
How you doing, pal?
How you doing, pal?
That's what he said. He tells everybody, pal.
That's what I would say back to him.
Oh no. What is your deal with doing the Super Trooper repeater game to executives in the WWE?
It's funny.
Oh, Jesus, Matt. Well, hey, maybe we'll never lose you as a podcaster if you keep doing that to executives.
You know what I think it is? Because every time those like big time people are ever in a building, like you are told like not to talk to them or go up to them or confront them or speak to them unless they speak to you.
Really? Who tells you that?
Just, you know, just people. I don't want to be like these.
Well, if it's like me telling you that, why the fuck would you listen? If it's game, then sure.
Well, sometimes it's game, sometimes it's other people, sometimes it's like when I was at the Performance Center, it was Canyon Seaman and like Matt Bloom. They were like, don't, you know, and other trainers. And then like when we were at Evolve, it was, you know, I think the people that I forget if it was, I don't think it was Regal, but like other people showed up, like other trainers and Gabe, and they're like, if he doesn't come up to you, you know, like don't crowd him, you know, don't go, you know. And I'm not the kind of guy that likes to crowd people anyway, you know, because that's not my business.
Do you have much of a relationship with William Regal? I know you had that little interaction.
You know, I would say we have a relationship. Like I have never called him. He's never called me. We don't text back and forth. But, you know, every time we see each other in person, we chat and talk and we say positive things.
What kind of feedback do you get from him?
Usually good. Usually, honestly, like every time I have a match, we go to him. If he's ever there, I go to him and see what he says. And usually he goes, that was great, you know, that match everywhere the last time I asked for feedback, he goes, that match anywhere in the world would have got a crazy reaction. You know, you guys did wonderful, you know. And that was, you know, I think William Regal likes the way I work. You know, I think a lot of the guys like, you know, that shoot style MMA, but still kind of appealing to the crowd as well, you know, because it is a show.
How would Matt fight a Minotaur?
I think I've talked about this, and then I was like, "Are we in the labyrinth?"
No, I thought that was a bear that you talked about fighting.
I did. I talked about a couple animals. Minotaur, bare hands, pretty tough. You know, you can't knock a Minotaur out. You know, because it has the human body, like what, horse legs and a bull head or something like that, or a bull body.
It's got I believe the Minotaur is like the horse body or the horse legs and torso and maybe the human
upper torso, like the arms and like I thought it had like a horned head. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up.
the biggest thing with these mythological creatures and other animals is chokes. Chokes are usually the biggest deterrent to these creatures. You know, you get any creature in a position where you're taking its wind away.
Here you go.
Panics.
A Minotaur.
Oh, that's honestly that's not as bad. That's a rear naked choke.
Yep.
Easy all day. That's me probably. Little slip action, maybe a high crotch peek through. Maybe a single. But you see, the thing is, he has a good base.
Oh, of course. Look at this one. This one, you ain't taking him down. You got to hop up on that back and maybe choke him.
Yeah, that one's intense. That one's.
But see, I get the feeling he would be easier to choke because you could just sit on that hump, that back that he had.
I would have to stand.
Yeah.
Did you see how tall he was?
That's true. You could stand on that though. That creates some base and leverage, right?
Yeah, it also depends. Do I have weapons? If I had to use usually I have a hand-to-hand guy, but the mythological creatures are a little different than a bear or tiger or something.
Oh, here's one: Michael, Trevor, or Franklin in Grand Theft Auto 5.
The crazy one. I like Michael, but he's kind of he lets his family push him around. Franklin.
I like Franklin because of the driving abilities.
Is that why?
Yeah, you can just, if you're about to get in some shit on the highway, you can just.
Oh yeah, I guess he is the most fun to drive with, for sure. I like the crazy guy just because he's crazy.
That's true. He's on The Walking Dead now. The crazy guy, the guy who they modeled him after.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever tried to shoot on you in the ring, either playfully or seriously?
Of course.
Really?
Of course, multiple times. Not during matches.
Yeah.
I would say Gulak. Whenever that's why matches with Gulak. I only had one, but it was pretty good early on in my career because he would just be fight me, and I'd just beat him up, and then he'd start fighting back, and stuff like that, rather than here's the spots,
Yeah.
And then yeah. So
how do you feel about that? Do you like it? Do you take it as
I personally prefer that. I'd rather kind of shoot back and forth, and like this weekend I'm wrestling David Starr at CZW, and there's I'm not calling anything. I'm just gonna go out there and because I watched our last match, and the only parts of the match I didn't like was when we were actually calling spots and running around. Not saying we can't you can be hey, I might dive on you this many times, do this, and I'm okay. And then at some point we're wrestling, and then we strike, and then I go flying out of the ring, and then you go dive and do your spot. That's cool, I'll remember that. I don't need to know exactly where it is.
Sure.
Just mention a move you're gonna do.
Is it actually still a Big Mac if it has bacon on it?
I don't know. Do Big Macs don't have bacon?
No, and they got that extra piece of bread. What the fuck is up with that? Who needs an extra piece of bread?
Extra carbs, bro.
Ah, man. The people eating that need it.
I'll be honest, I never got Big Macs. I was more of a McChicken and double cheeseburger off the dollar menu guy. And,
I'm a double quarter pounder guy if I got to eat that.
Yeah, or chicken nuggets,
Yeah.
I'm more of a BK Lounge man or Wendy's man myself.
I'm with you on the BK Lounge. I don't know if that taste of the grill is sprayed on or real.
Oh, it's got to be sprayed on. It ain't real.
But hey, I wish I could find it. I'd spray it on everything at my house.
Or they do have a flame. They do have the smoke coming out the stack. So I bet maybe they do got a little fire in there, and they just throw every fake patty on the fire.
Has anybody that's watching this show ever worked at Burger King? Lend us some. We got to uncover this. So he says, question for Sean. What was the worst part about working at a GNC? Them trying to get me to sell old women things that they didn't need and trying to tell them that they needed it. Old women do not need protein. I mean, they could use it, sure, but they wanted me to tell these women they
don't
might
even
die.
need protein, bro.
Exactly. they would be like, "Oh, you got to sell them these Vita packs," and I'm like, "Why? Give them a multivitamin; they're fine." That sucked. That was pretty morally fucked up, in my opinion. Matt,
living that hustle at GNC.
yeah, I'm so glad hey, that job is what made me realize that I needed to go back to school and train. So there you go. The best ribs Matt has ever seen or heard of on the road or in wrestling.
Ribs, like food,
like jokes, like pranks.
Oh.
Which should tell you that not a lot happen these days if you immediately think, you mean ribs like on the road.
I know. I really like barbecue.
I do too.
Yeah, so I was gonna be like, well, I'm more of a North Carolina man myself, you know, and I was about to get into it, but you're talking about jokes.
Yes.
So, all right. Yeah, there's been a lot of good jokes even since I've been on the road. I'll tell you one, it's not like that big, but it's kind of funny. But Harper, I thought Tracy Williams, his name's,
yes.
His real name's Harper Castera or something like that. But I thought his name was Harper Castro. So I've been calling him Castro for like the last year or so. And like Chuck Taylor, Dustin, I don't know, I think it's Dustin's his real name, but Chuck Taylor, hears me calling him Castro, and he's like, "Who the fuck are you calling Castro?" And I'm like, fucking Harper Castro. And then he's like, "Yo, his name's not Castro." And Tracy was like, "Why'd you have to tell him?" Like, I've been having that going for like a year now. And I'm like, "Shit, man, I'm still gonna keep calling him Castro. I like it."
Oh, why not? You have to now.
And that's who I know him as now, But there's better. I mean, there's dirtier ones, of course, but yeah, But I'm not gonna get into that. Plus, I don't want to tell a story that's
gonna get somebody in trouble.
Yeah,
in my very limited experience, there's not as much ribbing on that level because most of these people are trying to get fucking jobs. So
yeah, well, yeah, we do play
on the road.
We play games on each other all the time, but not like I'm gonna climb the Raptors and padlock your wrestling gear bag up to the ceiling. Who
is your favorite person to travel with in wrestling?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I've traveled with quite a few people wrestling.
That bastard Castro.
Yeah, that bastard Castro. I traveled with him quite a bit. Gulak was a good one to travel with. Jeff Cobb's a good one to travel with. Trevor Lee, I've traveled with him a couple times. I'll be honest, I haven't traveled with a wrestler I didn't like to travel with. Not saying it won't happen, but most of the guys that we link up and we travel to the airport, they're usually pretty cool guys. I mean, I don't know if they're as cool as me, but they're pretty cool.
That's a tall task to accomplish, I suppose.
Well, you got to remember, I'm a proud champion. So, when I go to the airport, I'm wearing my belts, through the airport, going to check my bags and everything. I don't take it off.
How much shit do you get for that, by TSA?
Oh, I don't get any shit. They're sweet belt, where'd you win it? I'm like, I won this shit in London.
Oh.
I tell them that's exactly where I won it. I won it in London.
Mark out?
I go, it's for 206 and above. I'm a strong style champion. Which is true. I fuck shit up.
Oh, man.
Challenge my pro wrestling style. I will slam your tits into the ground.
Worst rumor you've heard about yourself in wrestling?
Rumor? I'll be honest. I don't even know. I have never heard anything but good things about me. I'll be honest. I'm waiting to hear something bad. I bet something bad's about to happen.
The no-show thing, that was one. That was a
rumor.
rumor.
Oh yeah, I was in the AIW thing. Yeah, that's
Jesus Christ, Matt. We did a whole show on it.
That's the worst one.
I even did a follow-up. I talked to John
but other than that guy, like other than AIW, like the two people that run it, even all the wrestlers that work for them still, they all still like me. It was like they completely understood the situation, and anybody that's ever dealt with me is like, yeah, like you're pretty cool. They're not. Probably.
Did you see all the tweets?
I'm not even saying that. Maybe they are. Did
really you see cool. The tweets like in support of AIW though? Like a lot of former AIW wrestlers were like, "Oh, I love AIW." Blah blah blah. After that,
yes, it felt real.
It did.
Felt like it wasn't pushed or asked for.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe y'all should work together again.
Hey, I'm probably just gonna show up randomly one day when they're having a pirate match. Just be like, I'm the captain of this shit.
Then I of course get a question. Sean, would you work with the pirate? I get the feeling that if they ever had me work with the pirate, it would be like as a little shot at Matt. They would be like, Sean's podcast co-host, come in and job to the pirate. And I'd
Do you get active booking, Sean? Where you like, oh yeah, well I got called up and
I've been offered a few here and there, but my thing is I don't want to travel really. I don't like if it were something really special, like this isn't how I make my money. I don't make my money pro wrestling. Like I've done like 2 or 3 dozen matches maybe. And
all right.
The ones I do, like I've given my payoffs to like the Southern Ohio Autism Group. Like I'm not going to be making Matt Riddle money wrestling. If I get offered $20, then that'd probably be
$20 is pretty legit.
Mm-hmm.
$20 and a couple beers.
I had somebody ask about
booking. You point A to point B.
I had somebody ask me if I would wrestle Vince Russo one time. Like a promoter called me and I was like, or they didn't call me, they emailed me. And I was like, that would be a challenge. So I don't know. If it were the right thing, sure, I'll do it. Why not? I mean, it might be fun. I like wrestling. I do. I like it, but it's not how I make my money.
I think, better question is like you should face Vince Russo in a jiu-jitsu match.
I would destroy him.
I think that's what people really want to see. That's what they should do. Like, they do celebrity boxing. They should start doing celebrity jiu-jitsu because just to see a guy like, dude, no injuries, good paydays. Did we just come up with something?
Of course. Well, see, I had thought about this because a lot of people.
But you didn't say it.
A lot of people ask all the time when we do the Wednesday show with Jimmy Van. If you all don't watch that, check it out. You see some of the behind the scenes Fightful stuff. And they ask if Fightful will ever run an event because, you're here, Elias Theodoru, Sean Pearson. I'm like, you know what? We could probably orchestrate a Sean Pearson, Matt Riddle rematch in the grappling form.
In a grappling form for sure.
Yeah. Like we've got Shane Helms and one of our writers, Brandon Howard, wrestles, and I've done some wrestling. And Vince Russo was associated with us. I'm pretty sure we could put on a little show and Jason Kincaid writes for us. Like we have a lot of people associated with the site.
Oh yeah,
I would destroy Vince Russo in celebrity grappling. Destroy. You hear that, Vince? Destroy. I love Vince.
Matt, you're serious about it.
Hey man, there's not a lot of people I would beat in a grappling match if they've got any semblance of idea what they were doing at this point. But yeah, hey guys. Matt Riddle's the guy you need to be asking for who he'd wrestle and what bookings he would take. That's the premium guy.
Don't worry about it, bro. They don't have to ask. They're going to get it. See, I was on New Japan this week.
What is it now?
I was on New Japan, like World TV or something.
You were?
Yeah, they started showing my match with Shibata from Rev Pro.
Ooh, I didn't see that. I need to check that out.
Yeah, a bunch of people tagged me like, yo, Riddle, is this like I'm like, nah, I guess they just Rev Pro can use my match for New Japan. So
I'm going to check that out. A guy in our chat says Sean would bury the pirate. No, I would lose to the pirate, too. There's no reason I should beat the pirate.
I mean, that pirate beat Matt Riddle. Shit.
Yes. That's got to be the thing. Like, maybe I show up there and I'm like, Matt Riddle was right. This place is a fucking dump. And then the pirate beats my ass.
I didn't say the place was a dump, bro. Why did you say that? I never said, hey, I know it was a dump. I like the workers.
I know you
like the fans.
But I would say
I like the stage and the venue. You know, it was all good. The one thing I didn't like was, you know, the communication between me and the promoter and, you know, their future storylines for me.
Matt, don't be a mark. You got to tell a story. As you
you do. You do. But I'm just not trying to ruffle feathers. That's all.
I mean, come on. I would show up there. I would say, my close personal friend Matt Riddle says that this place is a fucking dump, and he's right. And the pirate.
Oh yeah, well,
and the pirate would kick the shit out of me.
Of course, storyline premises. Yes, you definitely got to do that.
Come on. What are Matt's best talents outside of the ring? Obviously, besides MMA and taking wiener selfies for your Instagram.
Yeah. One of my skills is I can actually blow glass.
What?
Yep. I actually sold my equipment, but I used to have a torch and all the equipment, a kiln, and all that jazz. And I'd blow glass in my garage in Vegas.
Oh yeah, what would you make?
Art.
Art, huh?
Art. That's what I would make. Art. That's what I call it.
Huh.
So that's one of the things I'm good at. I don't know. When it comes to, I'm good with electronics. I'm pretty good at video games.
Yes.
I'm good at some things. The things I'm good at, I'm really good at. But, it's like it's life. And most of the things I'm pretty good at, I don't really want to talk about, Keep it private.
Somebody asked if they can get a slam your tits into the ground shirt. That's a good one.
We'll see. That might have to be on popuptees.com because I don't know how many of those I'm going to sell.
If you had to pick between being on Raw or SmackDown, which would you choose and why?
I would probably, because of the people running the show, I would prefer SmackDown. But I would rather be on Raw just because I grew up watching Raw. SmackDown was a new addition to the Raw, to the formula, and I like the original stuff. So I'd rather be on Raw if Daniel Bryan was running that, and it's Mick Foley. Who is it? Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. I would rather have Raw with them because I like their colors and I like that, but I like the way they run their ship.
Our boy Kyler James just called you out. He said, "I'll kick Matt's ass with one hand playing video games." Now, Kyler is in a wheelchair, only has use of one hand, and he's straight up jobbing you out, Matt.
Does he really think he can beat me?
I think he does.
Then again, I'll be honest. When I had hand surgery and I was limited to one hand and a finger, dude, I was actually better at Call of Duty playing like that than I was with two hands.
But I mean, here's what you got to think. Now, I don't know if you would only be able to use one hand. Kyler's been doing this his whole life.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I only did it for a couple months, and I was able to do it pretty well. So if he's been doing it his whole life, he's probably got some skills.
Man, our social media guy, Kyler, talking all that shit. What was your hand surgery? What was that like? I'm facing a potential one.
I mean, I've had a couple. I had a plate put in my hand here. That one sucked because it didn't heal properly because the bone was a really clean break. Yeah. So even when they put the plate in, there's still a gap in between the bones. It wasn't jagged. You know how even when you put clay together, you score it, just like a bone. I feel like it does the same thing. So that one took a while. But and then I had this ligament one, which was a pain in the ass. It depends on what you're getting done to your hand. Ligaments kind of suck because they just take forever to heal, and you gotta baby them slowly and strengthen them and rehab them. Bones just heal. They just take some time. But the tendon would you like really have to strengthen that hand back up, you know?
I hate that. I'm facing one right here. This little thing ripped apart. Sucks. But
Is it so bad you need to get it fixed?
I can't lift weights. I can't really pick up a lot of things. Like, I mean, it's not crippling me or anything, but I want to be able to lift weights. And if I lift really anything, kind of fucks up my whole hand. So that sucks. So it's not a thing that I'm like, got to do it yesterday. But, you know, eventually I don't want to be rail thin.
I'll say this. With those kind of things, I don't know what exactly. Have you got it checked out and stuff?
Actually, I've got something set up like next week, but
when did it happen?
Oh gosh, this happened like right before my wedding, so August.
Well, I'll tell you, not to be a Debbie Downer, but usually with stuff like that, if you wait that long,
rehab.
No, it's not even rehab. Like they won't even be able to do surgery. Like the best thing you're gonna be able to do is rehab because they're gonna be like because I was on the Ultimate Fighter and I tore my tendon in my pinky.
Yeah.
And like I just did the whole show and I was like, well, after the finale, their insurance will be able to cover my hand and I can do that. So I do that and then I go to the doctor after the fight and they're like, we would have been able to fix it, but the tendon rolled down and fused to like the palm of your hand. Yeah. So we can't even do anything. So I still can't like bend my one pinky.
Damn.
Like that's why like when I drink, you'll always notice my pinky's out. People think I'm doing it to be fancy.
I just do that to be a dickhead.
I can't fucking bend it because the tendon got snapped and rolled back. So.
I'm part of that pinky up crew, my friend. Yeah, my line of thinking was I think when I first heard it, it was mid to late August. The site had just launched a month and a half before that. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to go have surgery and not be able to work for a long time. Now I'm at a position, we've got an associate editor. I wouldn't miss that much work because a lot of what I'm doing is podcasting and stuff like that now anyway. But maybe they can fix it. I've just lost a lot of muscle mass over like 5-6 months of not being able to lift. So that's driving me nuts.
I bet, bro.
Somebody asks, will there be a wrestling version of the MMA, AAA? Will there be a fighter or an association for wrestlers eventually?
For wrestlers? I don't know. I feel like shouldn't we be under like the Actors Guild? Because we're basically like professional stuntmen.
That's an interesting aspect.
And we're actors.
Yeah. We will. I think we should just delve into that on its own one day because that's like more than just a quick answer type of thing. That's a pretty intricate deal.
Yeah, but to answer quick, do I think there will be? I say no.
Yeah.
I think the thing is, if it was more regulated, if professional wrestling or sports entertainment was more regulated, then yes, but no, you know?
Ooh. I got a good question. This could start a Fightful feud. Who has the best hair, Matt Riddle or Elias Theodorou?
Who's Elias Theodorou?
Oh man, well, you should know who the hell he is. He's our Tuesday Fightful MMA co-host, but he is a UFC fighter. Now I know you don't follow a lot of UFC now. I think he's like 5-1 in the UFC. I think.
And he's still in the UFC?
Yeah, they don't cut everybody who has a winning record, if you believe that.
Shit.
He's 4-1 in the UFC. Also, he won 2 fights on the Ultimate Fighter. So he's like 6-1. He fights in a couple weeks. But let me show you what you're going up against here, buddy.
Let me see.
This is what you're battling here. Look at those locks.
Whoa. Holy
He's got
shit.
a Pert Plus sponsorship.
I think he's got me beat.
Man, sometimes you just got to know when your time has come. And that man's got some locks.
He's got some locks.
Nothing against yours. I think, hey, ain't nothing wrong with silver.
Oh, man, nothing wrong with so. I was not expecting you to pull up a stallion like that with a hair like that. You know, I thought I had this motherfucker in the back.
Oh, man, it's tough. Hey,
Dude,
I can't do it. My hair's really fine.
Who's booking the talent for this crew? Because they just love good hair, I'm guessing.
Apparently, like,
yes.
Well, except for me. Listen, we got a bald guy on Mondays. My hair is really fine. I can't grow out my hair. It's like
I
cat
wonder
hair.
how much Pert Plus he really uses because I like barely use any shampoo or conditioner, and that's how
Look
I
at
keep
this.
my hair stallion.
Look at this. Look at that guy. That's how much he uses. 6 bottles, perhaps. And look, here's a brilliant one. He calls it the main event. Get it?
I get it. The guy's a showman.
Yeah, he's a big pro wrestling fan too.
I could imagine. The guy's got it. 5-1. Keep going, bro. I know who you are now.
Obviously, Matt, you don't stay all the way up on pro wrestling. A Canadian, of course. These Canadians hire other Canadians, and that's what we got to go with. I don't know. I think Sean Pearson has you all beat in the hair department.
Oh, us too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's super bald. Super bald.
He's been bald for like the last 20 years.
I think he knew that his time was up, and he just
and that's why I respect a man like Sean Pearson because it's like he didn't fight it.
Mm-hmm.
I respect a man who doesn't fight, his fate.
Would you rather have a match with Omega or Styles?
Omega.
And that's two pretty fantastic competitors. Now, there's a follow-up question. Would you have a match with a blow-up doll like Kenny Omega did?
Yeah, I mean, if the money's right, and the crowd's willing to watch, I'll wrestle anybody or anything. Almost anything. Not like, even the wildlife, as long as, the animal really agreed to it. But I don't know how we could really determine if the animal agreed to, a wrestling match, so.
Somebody says they need to book Matt versus Elias in a hair versus hair match. No, we're not risking the hair from either one of those guys. Get
definitely
the fuck out of
not.
Here. That's a money-making match, though.
That's a draw. That's a no double DQ. Whatever. That ain't happening.
You do a schmoz. What if I ran in? I'm like, ring the damn bell.
After seeing that guy, I feel like we should do a Fightful podcast photo shoot. Who else is on this squad?
If we get some ladies to, we've got a pretty good female demographic. Maybe we can do a calendar, a Matt Elias calendar. There we go. Just of your Instagram selfies.
We might have to.
Branching out. People keep asking us about wrestling. Guys, Matt, how far are you booked ahead generally with your bookings? Like, how far ahead of time does a booker need to contact you and say, need you?
Well, the thing is, I always, there's certain promotions I always, they're like, no, I wouldn't say, I make sure I'm available for certain people. I'm always available for Revolve, Yes. I'm always available for PWG. I'm always available for Progress, Always available for Beyond Wrestling. There's certain promotions, even AAW, and I try to get, there's certain promotions I always want to be available for, even Rev Pro, I wouldn't mind being on Rev Pro shows all the time as well, because, honestly, I love wrestling in Europe. The wrestling scene in Europe is on fire lately, and the wrestling scene in America is on fire. It's just, it's really good time to be a wrestler. That's all I can really say about that. But it's I don't know. Those are the big places. I'd say Evolve, Progress, Beyond, and PWG are the ones where it's got to make sure, those are my priority places. And then so I try to get those dates as far ahead as I can. But I take usually I get bookings asked 6 months ahead of time almost.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure I got bookings for August already.
So what happened? Well, obviously,
I got bookings. My August is already filling up.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome. How many times do you think you're going to go overseas this year? To England or to the UK?
Well, I'm going overseas. I'm going overseas a lot. I'll be over there, and I don't think I'm going back until the beginning of March. Mm-hmm. But then I'm there till I go to Germany, and then the UK, and back and forth. I think even to Ireland while I'm there. But I'm doing a little tour over there, and then I leave there, and then I go to China, and I'll be there till the 23rd or 24th. and then I'm going to Hamburg, and then I'm going to London, and then I'm going to Florida for WrestleMania.
Awesome.
And that's March, and then April I won't. I think I have April off from Europe until the end of April, but then I go there like April 28th, and I don't come back to the States until Evolve, and then I go back after Evolve, and I won't come back till like June 4th.
That's ridiculous. I flew to San Antonio once 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm set for a little bit.
And who knows if these fights go as planned, which I'm pretty sure they will, because everything's going good. I would imagine we're probably going to have another fight scheduled, so I'll probably be going to China again sometime soon. And when I go to China, we're doing the fights in Beijing, but then we're doing like a promotional tour and going up north, I believe, to like Shanghai or something.
We got a little bit of an answer on the Burger King thing. Burger King uses a gas charbroiler. McDonald's uses a flat top grill. They said the burgers are probably flavored. JTM sells mesquite flavored burgers.
Ah, okay.
Interesting stuff that we got to address.
So they do both. They're like flame broiled and flavored flame broiled.
Yes.
All right.
Somebody says, Sean, did you know that somebody created you on 2K17? Did they really?
That's hilarious.
Did
That's
they
hilarious.
really?
I'm dying.
That is too fucking funny. I can't wait to download it and then beat Matt on the game.
You should. You should.
Oh,
I wonder what your finisher is. It's probably like a hip.
I'm gonna hit him.
It's a hip toss.
Hey, if they did the hip toss, thank you very much. My finisher is an impaler DDT in real life.
Is it really?
Just
Dude. John Ross's finisher is an impaler DDT.
I'm gonna.
You're such a badass.
I know, right? You know what? It needs to be the pirate. The pirate.
Walk the plank. It's called the plank.
What is his finisher?
No, that's what I thought your pirate finisher was going to be the plank.
That pirate Paul Burchill guy. His finisher was called walking the plank.
Oh,
what are you doing? What are you on the phone for?
I'm not on the phone. My phone's blowing up. I thought it was on vibrate, but it's just going crazy.
Anything to tell the people before we go? Besides kingofbros.com, obviously.
I mean, kingofbros.com. Get your Matt Riddle, merchandise. Support me and my family. That's what we do here. This weekend I got David Starr. I'm challenging him for his shotgun title, his WXW title.
I hope he hits you with an impaler and pins you.
I don't think he does that. I don't think he does impaler DDTs, but we'll talk about it. But I'm putting this Progress Atlas title on the line. So so it's title versus title. So
it's a beautiful title.
It really is. It really is. I just chill up here playing video games with my title belt, just hanging out. Got the new Resident Evil 7, been killing that lately. It's been a good time.
I got to ask you one more question before we go. Are you trying to start beef with the League of Nations, the old League of Nations stable?
What's the League of Nations stable?
It was Rusev, King Barrett, Alberto Del Rio, and Sheamus. Are you trying to start shit with them?
Why? What's going on?
You're wearing a Ninja Turtles hat, and everybody knows that Alberto Del Rio fought that Ninja Turtle guy in Mexico over Page, and then Sheamus was rock steady in the Ninja Turtles movie. So I think you're trying to kick up some shit, Matt.
I don't even look that far into things. I can't do that. But, I wouldn't mind. I think I could probably kick their asses.
Listen, if you have any trouble.
You got to realize I'm the Atlas champion. I'm the champion of 206 and up. So, all those guys are in my division. I hold the belt because I'm the baddest man on the planet.
Well, listen, if you have any trouble, I'll lay those jobbers out with an impaler, and that's how we do it, right?
That's how you do it.
That's how I do it.
DDT. I might like pick somebody up in like a guillotine choke and then like hit him with the back arch and then roll through and guillotine choke him. I might hit that this weekend on David Starr. He's little.
For the person who's asking about Paige and MMA, we addressed that earlier in the show. Guys, register at Fightful.com. If you're seeing this a few days later, you can get early access, live access by registering at Fightful.com.
All you had to do is register. It's free.
It's super free.
And look at that guy. Did you ever change your picture back to you? Because I've only been staring at this guy in his hair this whole time.
Really?
That's all I've been seeing since you like put it up. I'm just looking at this dude.
No way. Guys, do you all see me or the hair? Tell me on the chat. Tell me, do you see me or the hair? You see me with hair, I think. I see myself.
I don't see you, mate. No.
I think it's that trash internet you have in Pennsylvania.
My trash internet in Pennsylvania. Like Kentucky has better internet than me,
We got pretty good internet, man.
Trash.
We got pretty good internet.
What part of Kentucky are you from? Trash.
Like with the right trajectory, I could piss into Ohio. That's how close I am.
Oh, so you're in like that part of Kentucky.
Northern Kentucky. Yeah.
Okay. All righty.
So I'm not like down in the woods. Like,
yeah, that's where I thought you were from. Not Ohio, Kentucky, but like Southern Kentucky.
I'm right in between Lexington and Cincinnati. I'm about an hour away from both of them. Come on. George Clooney grew up in my neighborhood. We're not some trash neighborhood. We got luminaries.
So you got sweet internet because you don't have a trash because George Clooney lives by you?
Yeah, George Clooney is why we have good internet. Don't you know anything?
I didn't know that much. I didn't know. That's probably why my internet sucks because like I live next to a cop and like just like a couple other families.
We got Miss America was from here. A few NBA players from here.
Oh, I live by Allentown. You know the Snookas. The Snookas.
Yeah, that sounds like a great place to live.
Right. I was born there. Billy Kidman.
Billy Kidman, really?
Canyon.
I am a member. Like actually, how I became friends with several wrestlers.
Or Mortis.
Yeah, I'm a member of what's called the Canyon Cup. It's a fantasy football devoted to the memory of Chris Canyon. Shane Helms is in it. That's how I met him. So yeah, and that's how I beat his ass at fantasy football every year.
Then the Memorial Cup, and you beat that ass.
Of course, yeah.
In memory.
Impalers, dude. Impalers and super kicks.
Is that tell me that's not the name of your fantasy team?
What, the Impalers?
Yes.
Maybe if I posted the kind of selfies you did, or if I had a hog like James Ellsworth, I'd be able to call myself the Impaler. You know what I mean?
I didn't know. Well, that's your finisher in wrestling, bro.
I don't think I ever named it. I only had like 25 matches.
You just name it the Impaler.
That's what Gangrel called it.
That's what it's called. He started it.
It's his move. I stole it. Yeah. I don't have the technical acumen of Matt Riddle to pull off twisters out of my bunghole.
I'm pretty sure you did your homework.
I did my homework. Yeah, I'm not gonna do shit that I don't know how to do, but yeah, it's pretty simple.
Like they go through tables.
I've been through a table.
When you only wrestled that little matches, but you've been through tables.
Oh, yeah, I went through a table. Yes.
That's pretty reckless.
It is. It's very reckless. Well, you got to do it for the kids, Matt. You got to do it for the kids.
That's what the kids love. They love tables. I'll be honest, adults love. I love going. Tables are a good time.
They are.
They are. It gets the people hot.
Gets the people going.
It does. It does. You got to tell that story, but everybody loves a good table story.
Been a little too much talking about me wrestling today. Okay, this guy says he thought you were raised in a log cabin. I did live in a cabin for like 3 years.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
KingofBros.com @RiddleTough7. I wish you would change that fucking handle. But
RiddleTough7. Oh, is that for Twitter?
Yeah.
I need to. I will.
Follow us at Fightful Wrestle, at Fightful MMA, at Fightful Online, and go to Fightful.com. You can register there for free. Subscribe to us, YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher. Matt, where are you going to be this weekend?
I will be at CZW. I only have one shot this week and gonna spend some time with the kiddos and the fam.
Nice.
So,
You going through a table at CZW?
I don't think so. I don't do. I hope not.
Spoiler alert.
Maybe it's CZW. I mean, anything's possible.
Listen,
I hope I
Matt.
don't get skewered. I know they do the skewers.
Fully expecting you to learn how to do an impaler DDT as a tribute to me.
Dude, I'll tell you this.
me.
If you saw, I can hit a sick impaler DDT.
Can you?
Oh, I will do a shoot impaler DDT.
Do it. Yeah, you can pull that off.
I
I
know.
think you could standing guillotine somebody and sling them to the point to where they don't have an option. I think you could.
I think my big thing is I don't know. I just feel like that's just not. Yeah, I actually would. I was thinking about doing something like it, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll do it this weekend.
One of our viewers is promising to send you a clip of me doing it. Oh boy, that's fantastic.
Oh, that's amazing! I can't wait. I don't even want to sound mean, but I can't wait. I can't wait.
How dare you? Do you expect it to be trash, Matt?
I expect it to be Sean Ross like.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means what
Fucking
it means.
ass.
It means what it means. I guarantee it's you doing an impaler DDT.
That's exactly what it is.
And it's gonna make me laugh. It's gonna be
should.
good. It will. It will.
Oh, God.
Well, who's it on? I hope it's on like a James Ellsworth type.
No, it's on. It's actually on my catch wrestling coach. We worked a couple matches together.
Oh.
That'd be the only one they could find. Be the only one they could find.
I hope they find some hard footage like they had a camcorder back in the day. Are you gone?
No, I said this was like 2 years ago, dude.
Oh, hi.
All right, we're getting off of here. This has been a thoroughly embarrassing show.
I
Matt,
still can't see you. I'm just still looking at that dude's hair that's better than mine. Just killing my confidence.
guys, we're out.